వీడియో కూడా ఆఫ్ చేసుకోవాలి.
ఇప్పుడు నా ఫోటో కనిపిస్తుంది.
మ్యూట్లో ఉంది.
ఇప్పుడు మీరు
Namaste everyone. So this is whole ashram management committees, eh?
Center coordinators and ashram managers, sir.
Oh, okay. So you combine everything.
Yeah.
Not bad. I had received a report from Brother Venkat, who had done some analysis. He contacted all zonal coordinators and got some statistics about the ashrams and center coordinators, zonal, the strength and what's happening where our strength lies. So it was helpful. And now, considering we have what 40 plus ashrams or around 40, and yesterday when I was sharing with you sandalwood plantations, it gives me real joy, where you can see Tirupati Rao, where we have a good place, good ashram near Produttur, right?
Produttur, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we have good amount of land there, and it's ideal place for sandalwood. And I'm telling you, there itself you can grow 1,000 plants. I'm sorry, some of you might think why I am talking of plantations. But you think about it, you see, think for a moment. One plant today, a mature tree of 15 years or 16 years can bring you about 4 to 5 lakhs. Imagine what can happen 15 years from today. Price, even if it doesn't double up, at least, even if it remains same, we have nothing to lose. Our job is to plant and protect them as much as possible, nourish them. I will get you nourishing hormones as well as bacteria, as well as organic fertilizer from our dear brother from Chennai. He owns Tropical Agro. And in the ashram, you have seen the stupendous growth in last 6 months just because of the product this particular brother is sharing with us. It's called Topper. And within a week, it changes the health of a tree. The darkness or the dark green color that you see in Kana Ashram is precisely because, and so many trees were dying out, but because of this fertilizer, organic fertilizer, we are able to save them. And the growth, when you come here again in Kanha, you'll be surprised how tall they have grown so fast in last 6 months. So coming back to Tirupati Rao, where we can have thousands of saplings there, trees growing there, at the current rate of calculations, it amounts to 50 crores. Can you imagine that? And we have close to 40 ashrams in Andhra. I think this is the largest number we have all across India. And even if these ashrams plant only 50 trees in their ashrams, you consider this, 50 times 40 is 2,000. 2,000 times 5 lakhs, it will be 100 crores. You can have so many ashrams from 100 crores. You can support so many families with that in the ashram. So please take it very seriously when I'm sharing this with you. You are responsible for this. Any support that you need from headquarters, we will provide. If you need saplings, etc., we'll arrange it for you. But this monsoon, let's start planting. Also, today is Environmental Day, and we make sure that we make our ashrams even more beautiful. And if not only for money, remember Lalaji's statement: the trees, nature, it retains spiritual charge for a very long time, unlike human beings. What happens to us? We come to attend Bandara, and then after 2 months, our charge gets dissipated. Some of us are able to digest it, some of us lose it, but the trees, they retain it. Whatever you deposit in the form of divine charge, they retain it. So, and I'm not saying this is the observation of our dear and very revered Lalaji Maharaj. You can read that in the volume 2, where he talks about this. When he visits one place in the district of Rauti area, R-A-O-T-I, in Madhya Pradesh. He says one of my associate brother who invited with so much of love to visit him. So imagine in those days he visiting from Fatehgarh to all the way to the no man's land, far, far away from Ratlam. And I visited that place after seeing the description. Lalaji writes, oh, I was attracted towards this place so much that even in my old age, where I am close to 60, I'm tempted to build an ashram in this location. He says, I'm tempted, see. And when such words are used by Lalaji Maharaj, imagine our conditions, you see. And then he goes on to describe the nature, the innocence of people around here is mesmerizing. And then he describes that such a place reminds me of Kakabhusande's ashram. And Kakabhusande's ashram is, that belongs to epic period of Ramayana during Lord Rama's time. And he said, the beauty of this Kakabhusande's ashram, whosoever enters this ashram will find liberation. Brilliant. So it is a possibility even for us now to make our ashrams extremely green, dense green. And whenever we meditate in such places, I think they will also absorb the spiritual charge. You see, one of the sankalpa that we make time and again during daytime, what is that sankalpa? When you are quiet and nothing else to do in our free moment, that everything around me is being charged with divine love, and it is radiating that godly presence. It is remaining absorbed. Everything around me is absorbed in godly remembrance. When we put sankalpas like that, it also returns back as echo and resonates in our heart that yes, if all these things are absorbed in godly remembrance, I am also absorbed in godly remembrance. It hits you back, you see. Anyway, we'll continue all this talk and question answers. Let us meditate for now and offer our prayers. Okay. Let us pray. बस कीजिए, that's all. Today, I will like to share with you the beauty of pure heart, innocent and pure hearts. They attract grace very naturally. It, it simply flows without any resistance. And where there is purity in the heart, there are no games, no politics, no corruption. There will always be truth prevailing. Such a heart cannot lie. And as a result of this prevailing of truth, automatically your heart will remain contented, to develop a lot of satisfaction, santosham as we say in Telugu, right? Santushti. And because of all this, I think wherever there is satyam, wherever there is santosham, and wherever these two settles in the heart, automatically the beauty will emanate from within. Say. The beauty of Babuji Maharaj, I mean, you cannot but stop looking at him. So you just keep on looking at him for hours together without speaking a word. That is because of his not just ordinarily pure heart, but divine and pure loving heart. See? And that's what he is trying to inject in us through transmission, that we become more and more loving, and as a result, developing that purity and becoming like him, divine Purushas, you see, divine men and women walking on this planet. That is the dream, see. When we meditate day in and day out, doing our cleaning, taking sittings, with a lot of love, we see the movements and we experience various conditions. The number one condition I just shared with you is that of santosham, and also sage Astavakra. He gives so much of emphasis on santosham. The very first requirement, he tells Raja Janaka, if you want to achieve liberation, if you want Brahma Vidya, and if you want to remain detached, develop this quality first, santosham. In Sahaj Marg, with our practice, the santosham develops naturally without we worrying about it, because our desires slowly and slowly subsides, and we come to a level where Babuji, quoting him again, I would say he talks about more and more of less and less. And what is this more and more of less and less? He says more and more of less and less desires. And when our desires become zero, then there is so much of joy in life. There is contentment, santosham. And as this santosham really develops in our heart in a very natural way, we'll have param santi. That is the quality of our second chakra or the atma chakra. So in English, it's very easy to remember these 5 C's, letter alphabet C's, 5 letters C's. C stands for contentment, which belongs to, rather, it's a quality of the first chakra. Calmness, Santi, is that of the Atma chakra. And when we move to the third chakra, it is all about love and affection. What do you call love in Telugu? Prema, right? It also can be called as sneha, or it can also be called samvedana, right? Samvedana. And the quality of the fourth, in English we call it courage, sahasam in Telugu perhaps. And the fifth chakra, it's all about bringing the clarity where there is no illusion left. You're so clear, spasht. So in English we say it represents by, it is these qualities of 5 chakras are represented by 5 C's. Number 1 C is contentment. Number 2 is calmness. Number 3 is compassion, love. Number 4, courage. And number 5 is clarity. Likewise, in Telugu, I was able to find, with the help of our brother, Dr. Sairam, that we can also have, instead of 5 C's, in Telugu, you can have 5 letter S, starting with Santosham, Santi, right? Then here will be Sneha or Samvedana. And here, the fourth will be all about courage, that means it's Sahasam, again, letter S. And the clarity and spashtata. So I think it is coming up so well, these qualities, just as we have tried to simplify, those 5 A, E, I, O, U. And when we master this A, E, I, O, U, I hope you know what I'm talking about, right? But this will end up developing these 5 C's or 5 S that you now have come to know. To recapitulate this idea of A, E, I, O, U, which I found while reading the description of first knot in Towards Infinity by Babuji Maharaj, he says, what happens when we meditate? We first acquire a spiritual condition. This acquiring of spiritual condition has to be embellished, it has to grow. We have to make it, enliven it. We have to give life to it. And you can give that through our own attention. By giving attention, it intensifies, that condition becomes intense. Again, quoting Babuji Maharaj, he was saying that when you lay a concrete for the first time, you have to let it settle. You cannot use the concrete immediately. You have to let it settle for a day or two. You have to keep on spraying water on it every few hours so that it doesn't form cracks. See, concrete gets destroyed very fast if you immediately start using it. Sometimes when you see, especially on the government roads where they make concrete and where you don't take care of it, the cows will walk on it, donkeys will walk on it, dogs will walk on it, and they make footprints on this concrete, and it lasts forever. You cannot change it. Similarly, when we meditate, after meditation, we should spend at least 5 to 10 minutes sitting quietly and observing the condition. We have acquired the condition, but next step is to make it livelier and to make it enliven it means to give life to it. And this giving life to it and intensifying it happens only through one process, by giving attention to it. What serves in making concrete very solid? The spraying of water. Similarly, our conditions, spiritual condition, gets crystallized very clearly in our heart when we pay attention, simple attention. And as we move on, it slowly and slowly and slowly, we develop oneness with that condition, and merger is automatically. Merger at each chakra means experiencing each chakra with all its intensities. See, often people say, "Sir, I don't feel anything." But how are you going to feel anything? You don't pay much attention to the spiritual condition, to even the meditation also. See, meditation should not be done like a ritual. See. It is something, as we were talking yesterday, something you desperately wait for every moment. Oh, as soon as it's morning, I'm going to meditate. Out of love, out of bhakti, out of intense love to achieve and transform ourselves, you see. And when we meditate with such love, conditions will be created. And it will be so intense that you cannot miss those conditions. You will enjoy those conditions. And more you enjoy those conditions, it becomes part of us. So when we talk about understanding the nature, the qualities, the conditions of each chakra, which I mentioned to you, sometimes if you do have time, in the leisure hours, you focus your attention on the heart and meditate, right? As usual, thinking that divine light is present in my heart. Sometimes you can also think, okay, let me pay attention to the second chakra and see how it feels by paying attention there. But my primary attention is always, I say, on the heart. Because whatsoever may happen on Atma Chakra or whatsoever may happen on the fourth chakra, you will feel it only in the heart. It's like, your child is in his bedroom. He is making a sound, he's calling for something, but you're hearing with your ears, though he's there. Likewise, the condition is echoing from the fourth or from Brahman or from the second, but the feelings, they always arise in the heart. So that is why the meditation on the heart is so crucial for all of us. So remember A, E, I, O, U, and those English-speaking guys, 5 C's, or Telugu speakers, this 5 S: Santushti, Shanti, Samvedna, Sahasam, and Spastata. So thank you. I let you have some time for translation and see you tomorrow. Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Done, sir.
2019 book.
Huh?
Only you should say this 2019 book.
Amit, yesterday's translation is completed and circulated.
Yes, brother. Today evening, today around 1 hour back, it was done. It is circulated, brother, already.
Okay. We'll send you this also.
Brother, if can we get a good quality, full quality file? It will be wonderful if I can get the full quality file.
Sure. Okay.
Because a wonderful talk Daaji has given. So I think if we have a full quality file,